All right, so here we have henbit. Henbit is often confused with purple dead nettle, and not because it looks like it, but rather because the common names are the same. So people call henbit red dead nettle or dead nettle. I haven't ever heard anybody call it purple dead nettle, but anyway, they do look very, very different. The henbit has whorls, and they have spaces in between those whorls of leaves. And then they have their little flowers. These aren't totally out. Now the flowers do look similar to the purple dead nettle, but the dead nettle is going to look more like your catnip or nettle. It's just not a stinging nettle. So this has come up a little bit earlier. You know, we're having a little bit of a wonky grow season, or I shouldn't say wonky. I mean, it always fluctuates, but this year is different than the past 2 years, and that's what I base the CSA on. So instead of giving you fresh henbit like I planned, I'm going to actually have to process this for you, but I wanted to walk you through it so that when you harvest more henbit, or as you see it coming up in your yard, you can harvest more if you feel like you want more. Now, henbit is one of those really great spring herbs that are nutrient dense, that are going to help your body move. I mean, it's a detox, so that word gets overused a lot. But basically, these herbs are they're vitamin nutrient dense, so they're gonna help your body process all of the stagnation and all of the extra sugar and things that are stored in our body, in our fat cells. So it's going to move through the digestive system. It's going to move through the blood. It's going to help with inflammation. And you've got the book, so I don't need to go through all the key points. But basically, they come in these little clumps. The root is attached. There's not a lot of root to it. And you're basically just going to pull off any of your dead leaves, and that's it. You stick it on the dehydrator and dry it. And then when it comes off the dehydrator, you can put it in a basket or put it directly in your jar and give it some crunch, 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 and you are good to go. Grind it into a fine powder and add it to your super greens powder. You can freeze this if you want, or keep it fresh in the fridge for a few days and chop it up and put it in things. You can make switchels and ice pops, freeze pops. You'll get the recipe for that as well. But this is just another one of those ground cover herbs that are really easy to pull up. And then you just have to, you know, pick off the dead leaves, pick off any roots if you don't want the roots, although the entire plant is edible. And then make sure you don't have any other leaves or debris or, you know, vines from other plants in it. And you're good to go. Dry it, put it in your jar. This is going to come dried this month, and if I have some fresh still popping up, I'll give you guys some fresh as well. But I guarantee this is one of those plants you probably have around your yard. So you're just going to have to take a look at it and find it. You're going to have an endless supply of this. This isn't something that you necessarily have to get. But, you know, our CSA is providing herbs especially for people who don't have time to harvest. It allows you to work with the plants so that you do have that connection, so that you are going to be able to harvest in the future, and you're going to know exactly what to get.